The Carolina Panthers, Greg Rosenthal, 11-0. 5 games from perfection. Who could have seen it? And really, who could have seen it being as easy as it was on Thanksgiving in Big D? I guess some people would that respect the Panthers. I thought it'd be a close game, but it wasn't. It's a 33-14, a blowout. The game was really over by the end of the first quarter on a lot of levels. The Panthers just too good for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys now again without Tony Romo.
Tony Romo, it looks like, will be out for the rest of the season. That hasn't been officially confirmed.
Reports out there.
His x-rays are inconclusive, says Jason Garrett. He hurt his left clavicle again. I mean, the minute we saw this, you just felt like, oh, they rushed him back. But they tried to get him. Who knows what it's going to mean for the future of his career. But let's not forget that the game was way over at this point. And Tony Romo was having a terrible day. 21 attempts for 106 yards. That's 5 yards per attempt. That's deep in the Gabbert zone. 3 interceptions. The Panthers
2 pick sixes.
The Panthers defense scored 17 points essentially in the first half on their own.
This was a game that the reason I picked the Cowboys to win. I'm a fool and an idiot.
I am too.
But the reason I did is because while I respect the Panthers a lot, I thought this was a really good spot for the Cowboys to continue kind of building on their momentum, and the Panthers would go to 10-1 and still be in great shape. But this is the thing about Carolina, and it's why people like me need to stop assuming that there's these flaws that are floating out there that could take them down at any week. Is there's such a great team all around. Defensively, they make plays happen. They force turnovers. Cam Newton is playing the best football of his career. There's not a lot of flaws with this team right now. And a team like the Cowboys, which is inherently flawed, and a rusty Tony Romo pre-injury on Thursday, is somebody that can be taken advantage of. Take advantage of.
I fell for the cheese too. I didn't take it seriously enough last week that Romo had 2 awful old-school Tony Romo throws, which Romo, talking after this game, when he talked about his interceptions on Thursday and then adding them to the ones after last Sunday, he said mentally he wasn't really all the way back. Like, it's hard to just jump right in the middle of the season and be as sharp as you'd want to be. And he started to make some rookie mistakes. I didn't take those 2 bad picks against Miami serious enough. You go against the best defense, and that's what the Panthers are playing like right now. Josh Norman, Luke Kuechly with a couple picks, Thomas Davis with some big plays. I mean, this team knows how to finish. Like, they are playing better over the last month than they've played at any point in the season. They're playing better right now than any team, including the Patriots.
Better than the Patriots?
Sure, right now. I mean, every week they get better and better. They struggled to finish out the games against Green Bay and Indianapolis, but those were games that they dominated for 3 quarters. And now you've seen the last 3 or 4 weeks, they're just blowing teams out. I know it's the Redskins, Titans, and Cowboys, but what can you do? You're just blowing them out. That's what they do.
I mean, it's a really interesting thing to track now as we hit the home stretch of the regular season. Can the Panthers do it? I think they perhaps can do it, and that would be one of the most stunning things in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. It's a team that went 7-8-1 last year, I believe it was.
Awesome.
Won a playoff game, but nobody would ever expect they would become a team like this. And how about Josh Norman, by the way? I think everyone knows by now that he is among the best cornerbacks in the league, but he shut down Dez Bryant. I don't know if Dez Bryant is Dez Bryant right now. He still doesn't seem himself, and he's certainly not going to be apologies and condolences to fantasy owners that thought they were going to get Dez Bryant pop at the end of the season, because he's not himself.
You got him. You almost draft him every year. He's your guy.
I didn't get him this year, and I lucked out. But Norman shut down Dez, and the Cowboys. Now you look at the Cowboys side of it.
He talked about it afterwards. I loved it on the field. He started enjoying.
He did, and he preyed on Dez's maniacal tendencies on that pick 6 in the first quarter. Dez should have had a tackle near the 10-yard line. But Cowboys 3-8, no Romo. Stick a fork in them. They're done. Finally, we can eliminate a team from the NFC East entirely. And the Panthers, 11-0.
I think they have a good chance to go 16-0, which is crazy to think about. You look at the next 5 games. None of them are layups, so that's a problem. I think there's about almost a 50-50 chance they just lose one of them. They got the Falcons a couple times. They got the Saints, Eli Manning, Jameis Winston. All 5 teams they play have pretty good quarterbacks, so one quarterback gets hot, they can pick you off for a week. But this is now a thing because they've shown they don't have letdown games.
And here it is. Here's the disrespect of the Carolina Panthers, which I am guilty of. If they go 16-0, I still think they are not the favorite to make it out of the NFC.
What?
How crazy is that? I think the Cardinals are a better team.
The Cardinals are a great team, but they're not going to have home field at this rate.
All right, we're going to listen. The fun thing about football and sports, Greg, is that it all plays out right before our eyes. So that's what's going to happen.
It's magical.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Check out the Around the NFL podcast 3 times a week.